Good evening. Oh. I'll try that again. Good evening and welcome to our celebration of our induction of the 44th class into the University of Scranton Athletics Wall of Fame. We are thrilled that all of you are able to be here this evening and join us in this celebration. My name is Dave Martin, and I'm the Director of Athletics here at the University of Scranton, and I am humbled and thrilled to be a part of this great university. Tonight we are inducting 6 new members into our Wall of Fame. That will bring the total number on our wall to 244. I know that many of our current members of our Wall of Fame are here this evening. I would just ask that you stand so we could recognize you at this time. Thank you for coming back. It's great to have you here. To get the program underway this evening, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the 25th president of the University of Scranton and our biggest supporter of athletics here on campus, Father Kevin Quinn. Father?
Thanks, Dave. My friends, welcome one and all. Tonight is a very special event. We celebrate this evening the legacy of athletics at the University of Scranton, and those individuals, those 6 individuals who have left an indelible mark on our university's history. Every year, 44 years in fact, we honor former student athletes and equally important university community members that have achieved great success, both inside the classroom and out of it, and who, most importantly for me, are men and women for and with others in all they do and all they continue to do. First of all, congratulations to our newest members of the Wall of Fame, Dan, Sara, Tom, Kathy, Brian, and Kristin. Thank you so much for being examples for both our current and future generations of Royal student athletes. Tonight, you, in fact, join an exclusive club as you are inducted into our university's Wall of Fame, and I hope you're enjoying every minute of it. As Dave has already indicated and you've been identified, it's also wonderful to see a number of our past inductees and past student athletes who are here tonight to celebrate our current inductees and simply here to celebrate. Thank you for your presence tonight and for your continued support for our university. I address those who have been away for a few years. Much seems to have changed at the University of Scranton since you were here as students. You may have noticed just a few new facilities, such as this building, advanced academic programs, and a more diverse student body. However, I can assure you from the bottom of my heart that the university remains unchanged. Our deep commitment to Catholic and Jesuit education continues to be its foundation. There is deep respect for our history, and athletics is a very big part of that history. While we are proud of that history and the success that we have achieved to this point, we also understand that we need to improve each and every day. As a Catholic and Jesuit university, we understand the important role that athletics plays in creating a transformational student experience. We also recognize that athletics plays a key role in gathering our community and building school spirit. Given our Catholic and Jesuit identity, of which we are most proud, and as well as our stellar academic reputation, our university can become the Division III school of choice for student athletes. In order to achieve this goal, we still have some work to do. We have already made important investments to expand our coaching staff, and we continue to look for new ways to support our student athletes and our staff. As we, and as I, as your university president, look to the future of Scranton athletics, we are committed to improving the student athletic experience and upgrading our facilities. Your past support for individual teams and facilities through your gifts made to the Scranton Athletic Fund are much appreciated by everyone at this university, and even more so me. We are confident that through your continued generosity and the generosity of our family and friends, we can secure necessary resources to continue to advance Scranton athletics. We have big plan for athletics here. We need your help as we make the next step, and we look forward to working with you. Again, thank you very much for being here this evening, and I want to again congratulate our 6 honorees. May God bless each and every one of you, and may God continue to bless the University of Scranton. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Quinn. Our Wall of Fame initiative is a joint undertaking between the athletics department and our university advancement team. At this time, what I'd like to do is recognize those members of our Wall of Fame committee. As I call your name, if you could please stand, remain standing until the end, and we will hold our applause until the end. Associate Athletic Director Toby Lavecchio, Steve Klingman, Colleen Murphy-Pivarato, who was our Senior Woman Administrator, Randy Szymanski, who's our Athletic Communications Director, Eric Eckenrode, our Director of Athletic Development, Dr. Harry Dammer, our Faculty Athletic Representative, Mia Collarini, a former student athlete here and our head women's softball coach. This group has put an awful lot of time and effort into this program and into this event, so please show them appreciation. I would also like to acknowledge 3 other people that have been involved in the behind-the-scenes work. Franny Mancuso, who is in our University Advancement Office, has done a great job in helping plan this event. Thank you, Franny. Aaron McGuire, who is in our athletic department, who has done the same thing, a lot of behind-the-scenes work. And along with those 2, we have Trish Krisiak from our University Advancement team, who has done an awful lot to pull things together tonight. So thank you to those 3 as well. Without further ado, let's move on to our inductees. Our first speaker and inductee tonight, Dan Amspacher, class of 1980, men's soccer.
Thank you very much. As I am called on in my role, career-wise, to make remarks on many occasions, when I was given the email describing my remarks tonight, I loved the one quality that was pointed out, which was brevity. So I will be short. A couple of things real quick. One, I cannot thank the university enough for this opportunity to be recognized for my accomplishments. But it's not just one person that does it here. It's a team effort. The loyalty and the bonds of friendship that I've built and have stayed connected with over the last 40 years stay strong in my heart. I walked onto this campus in 1976 to look at the university. I was a Division I prospect in Philadelphia who had already had ideas of a couple different institutions that wanted me to play ball for them. Having graduated from Archbishop Ryan, which is the 5th winningest program for high school soccer in the country, you do get a lot of chances to do some really interesting things. But I got a 3-page handwritten letter from a guy named Steve Klingman that I had never heard of before. And the reason I got the letter was that Steve had talked to the coach of North Catholic in Philadelphia, a guy named Tommy Smith, about players in the Philadelphia area who had the academic ability, but also the talent to join a program which Steve was trying to build. And he said, there's this guy Amspacher, you should keep your eye on him. So I read the 3-page handwritten letter, and I had visits to other schools and universities and had the opportunity to sit in meetings and talk about scholastic opportunities because my grades were good. But it was that 3-page letter that got me to come up here. And I don't think Steve expected what he got when I arrived in the spring to visit the school. One of his comments to me was, well, when you come up, hopefully we can have lunch. We'll have a chance to talk. And I pulled up with 2 station wagons full of family who, as we do in our family, all came to see the university. And Steve's first comment to me was, when he met me, introduced himself, and he said, well, I guess having lunch is out of the question. But tonight we get a chance to finally have food and drinks together. There are people in this room who have been my friends for decades. In the spring, I'll put my cleats back on and walk back on the pitch for what will be a half-century of competitive soccer. I have no plans not to continue to play ball. And I am flattered that people were able to come tonight to be able to share this with me, who have been my teammates, one for over 50 years, because we started together. The most important things to me are, 1, faith. This place instills faith on a daily basis in how you conduct your life. 2, it gave me the opportunity to really question the person I was, what I wanted to do with my life, and how I would conduct myself as an individual. It's a rare quality in most places of education, how I was going to conduct myself as an individual. What kind of man was I going to be in the long run? And 3, it gave me, again, friendships and loyalty for years to follow. There's a couple of people I wanted to recognize real quick. One is Joe Sharp, who asked me not to say anything tonight. Joe was the trainer for the soccer team when I was here on a voluntary basis, came to every game, taped us up before every practice, and was one of the advocates for pushing me to become a member of the Hall of Fame. Joe, I thank you for your friendship, and I thank you for your advocacy, and I think it's because of you and the letter you wrote that I'm here tonight. Secondly, I'd like to thank my crazy family. If you saw us at picture time, I actually asked Father, I kind of said, Father, we'll come back and take more pictures later. You can go, because if I start with my family, we'll be here for about 3 hours. My family has a close bond. We do everything together. We make decisions together. We surround ourselves in our daily lives together. There's never a conversation that doesn't go by with my sisters and my brother and my brother-in-law Bill and my great-nephews and my niece and nephew where we don't say I love you. It's one of the most key things in our family. Family and bond and the ability to stay close to each other and support each other have been critical in my development. The last person I wanted to thank is Steve Klingman. Steve doesn't know it, but he's much more talented than he will ever give himself credit for. Steve was able to get people like Jack Vogel and Jimmy Rower and Chuck Weaver and Billy DiBianca and Glenn Broadwater to come to a school that didn't have a practice facility, that didn't have a home field, My freshman and sophomore year, we practiced at Marywood College. We played games at Marywood College in the stadium. By my junior and senior year, we were practicing on the lawn of the salt company, which is about a 15-minute ride from here. Yet we were able to attract top talent and be competitive. One of my proudest accomplishments was the fact that I was co-captain of the first team that ever received the NCAA Division III #1 ranking nationally and helped put Scranton on the map. Additionally, I was able to recruit a number of players to come here and follow Steve's vision. Steve is not only a mentor and a friend, but he is one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. And I can, as I tell him often, he has given me an opportunity, and I have a debt that I will never, ever be able to repay him. Because having the opportunity to come here, having the ability to meet him, to meet my friends and my teammates, and continue my education here at the university transformed the individual that I am. So again, to everyone here, thank you. To the university, thank you for the honor. And to Steve Klingman, I can never repay the debt. Thank you again for the 100th time. I know you're tired of hearing it, but you have transformed so many people's lives that I just wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to get the due you deserve. All right? Thank you.
Once again, Dan, congratulations. Please join me in welcoming our next inductee, Sara Suchoski Carroll. Sara?
Thank you, Dave, and good evening, everyone. It's such an honor to be here, to be standing before you today, to be joining my fellow class inductees, as well as all the other outstanding athletes that have come before me. I just want to congratulate all the other inductees today. It's an impressive group of athletes that we have here before us. As I was reflecting back on my time here at the university, the sense of family and community kept coming back. I was a local girl. I grew up in nearby Bear Creek and attended high school in Wilkes-Barre. I knew of the University of Scranton, but it wasn't until I came up for a recruit weekend as a senior in high school that I really got to know what the university has to offer. From the minute I met with Coach Joe Bocchicchio, his assistants, and the entire women's soccer team, the sense of family and community kept coming back. The camaraderie of the girls was one I wanted to be a part of, and I only met these girls a few hours prior. My decision to attend the university was an easy one after that weekend. I knew I wanted to be part of this team, this community. The same sense of inclusion came through when I attended preseason as a freshman. The coaching staff and entire existing team made us feel comfortable. The upperclassmen took me under their wing. And this tradition continued throughout my time at the university because everybody embraces the same attitude when they attend, and they pass it down from class to class. And I think that's the reputation not only the women's soccer team has, but all programs and the university in general has on its student athletes. It's a welcoming, fun, and energetic community to be part of. Because of this closeness off the field, I think that's why we were so successful on the field. I owe a lot of my success to my teammates over the years. Having a strong core group of girls made my job up front as a forward an easy one. I may not remember all the scores of every game or the games I scored in, but I remember my teammates and the great times we shared both on and off the field. Those are the memories that I'll cherish forever, and those that made my time here at the university so memorable. Today, my closest friends are teammates, roommates, and friends I met while attending the university. We've kept in close touch over the years, stood by each other's side at weddings, and watch our children grow up together. So I want to thank those who had a part in making today happen, the entire University of Scranton community, especially the athletic staff. It was a special honor to play for our late coach, Joe Bochicchio. He wanted us to succeed not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. He was the first, he always put academics over athletics. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to play for him for 4 years and celebrate in his milestones. A special thank you to my grandparents, Ed and Annabelle, who couldn't be here today. They were so supportive throughout my career. I want to thank my siblings, Laura, Kenneth, and Brian, for being here today. I'm always proud to say I'm one of 4 who played at the collegiate level. They have excelled in so many ways, both on and off the field, and I look up to them in many ways, even though they're younger than me. So thank you. As I mentioned, I not only had the great fortune of playing soccer here, but I was also able to meet some great friends, including my husband, Michael. We were able to start a family last year, and our little guy, Gavin, will be 1 in a few days. And finally, to my parents, Mary and Ken, who have been role models for me my entire life. Your determination and will to succeed paved the way for me since I was little. I cannot thank you enough for your endless support and encouragement. I admire the fact that you are working parents who never missed a game. That's an accomplishment, and I hope to do the same for Gavin when he's older, so thank you. Thank you all again. This is truly an honor.
Thank you, Sara, and once again, congratulations. Please join me in welcoming our next inductee to the microphone, Tom Hughes. Tommy?
So 2 tough acts to follow. I'll do my best. Just how overwhelmed I am to be standing before you tonight. And then I get to share this evening with my wife, Bethany, my son, Tommy, and my daughter, Elizabeth, who are still awake. So they're troopers. Most people that know me would think that I'd be standing here right now, kind of cherishing this moment where I could stand in front of a room of people and just talk about myself. However, the more I tried to prepare for this speech, the more I realized that the only reason I'm here is because of the people in this room. As the famous quote reads, success is not created by one person, but by a team that comes together. And for me, that team included my coaches, my teammates, my mother, and most importantly, my father. I'd like to start by thanking, and they can't be here tonight, Coach Beswar, Coach Andraco, and Coach Halligan, and Coach Bragg for all their years of service in coaching me. I wasn't always the easiest person to deal with, but they did their best. It wasn't until I really got to the University of Scranton that I feel that I truly grew up. I learned about personal responsibility, being accountable for your actions, and leading by example. These are qualities that I try to teach to the young children I coach, the children I teach, and also my own children. To say that my experiences at Scranton were positive is an understatement. They were life-changing, and they led me to guide many of the athletes that I coach today to attend the University of Scranton. Currently, I have 3 student athletes that I've worked with, 1 on the boys basketball team and 2 on the girls basketball team that I was a strong advocate for, and I'm glad that they wound up, and I know they won't regret their decision. I could stand up and bore you with personal experiences and inside stories I had as a student athlete, but there's one person in particular that I'd like to focus on. It's my dad. In 4 years, 2 sports, my dad never missed 1 game. And we live in Long Island. Anybody knows anything about Long Island knows the traffic is horrendous. And twice a week, my dad would come home or away to every single game, making sometimes 12-hour round-trip drives. That doesn't include the game time, just to see his Royals play. Even in basketball, where in my first few years, playing time really was scarce. He was at every single game. He never missed. And I hope that one day my actions, like my father's, will show my children how much I truly love them. Although I've only mentioned a handful of people tonight, I can kind of go on, but behind every good person is a great team. And for me, that team, this honor belongs to us all. So thank you.
Thanks and congratulations, Tom. From the class of 1991, women's tennis, women's basketball, Kathy Coleman O'Brien. Kathy.
Thank you. I am humbled and honored to be inducted into the Wall of Fame. I congratulate my fellow honorees, Dan, Sara, Tom, Brian, and Kristin, on their great achievements at this university. Thank you, Father Quinn, Dave Martin, Randy Szymanski, and the rest of the athletic department for working hard and arranging a great day here. You have kept us so well informed over the past 3 months, it's unbelievable. And everybody today has been so gracious and kind and showed us all around. We appreciate everything. I want to thank the nominating committee, and especially Janice Kane, Winslow, and Mike Strong. They were my escorts today, and I appreciate their presence being here and for speaking for me during the nominating process. Janice and I both hail from Carbondale, Pennsylvania. We were at opposing high schools, opposing tennis players and basketball players, but when we came together here, we were teammates and doubles partners. I appreciate, Janice, everything you have done for me here and getting me on the wall today. Mike Strong, I was on Mike's first basketball team in 1980, or 79, his first year. Mike's had a long, wonderful career here. He retired last year, and I thank him for all his basketball knowledge and friendship. Over the summers, I worked here at the university, at what was then the University Tennis Association, where Mike created a tennis club here at the tennis courts, which are now, it is now the site of the library. I worked here every summer, worked on my game, and became very friendly with Mike, his wife Linda, and his children, and I will forever cherish that. I thank them both for their presence here today and the support of my nomination. Along with Mike, I'd like to acknowledge a few of my other coaches. Tennis, Lynn Shope. Lynn came here today with her husband Gary up from Harrisburg. I haven't seen them in many, many years, and I appreciate their making the trip. Early on, I had Donna Zimmerman for tennis before Lynn, and before Mike, I had Donna and Kenny Bunce. Along with the rest of the athletic staff then, including Gary Woder, I want to thank them, Robbie, and the wonderful late Mary Jones, who kept everything running smoothly in that office, always with a smile. To all my past coaches, their support and guidance and outstanding coaching is the reason I am standing here today. I was very fortunate to be part of 2 varsity teams here, and any recognition is due to the very talented and supportive group of women I played with. They were always tremendous support, both on and off the court, and I am thankful to have been part of these teams. Thank you to my family for being here today. My 3 kids, Dan, Colin, and Aaron, and my wonderful husband, Kevin, whom I met here during an intercession class in 1979. I also want to thank my Carbondale group that came, and my sister, my brother, and the rest of the gang that came here, and my dear friend and high school tennis partner, Margaret Burnett Scholl, who made the trip up from Virginia early this morning. I thank you for sharing this day with me. My only regret is that my late parents could not be here with me, especially my dad, who attended every single athletic event from the time I went to the YMCA in Carbondale as a young girl. He would have really have been thrilled at this recognition. I was one of 7. He put a tennis racket or a baseball or a baseball bat or something in our hand at an early age. I think half of the time it was to get us out of the house, to give my mother a little bit of peace and quiet. And as I'm looking over at this black and white photo, I probably think it was that wooden racket that he put in my hand when I was very young. He would have been thrilled here, and I appreciate everybody who made this trip to come here today. The university will always be a special place for me, not only for a great Jesuit education, but I have truly wonderful memories and friendships that have only endured over the years. While I will never forget the tennis matches, the basketball games, the tournaments, the bus trips, the van rides, and a few plane trips, the wins and the losses and the percentages they're important, but it's really the people here at Scranton that made it so special. My coaches, the teammates, the administration, the faculty, that's what is so memorable to me here. I thank you for this honor and my selection to the Wall of Fame. I am truly humbled. Thank you.
Our next inductee, men's basketball player from the class of 2005, Brian O'Donnell. Brian.
I want to start with thanking Father Quinn, Dave Martin for hosting this. It's been some event. My mom touched on it. She literally, when she walked in, she was saying how much of a family University of Scranton is, and it really is. A couple other things. I want to thank everyone here at Scranton that I've met. A lot of coaches I've met through the years, whether or not basketball or anything else. I've met a lot of you guys, teachers as well. Thank you for everything you guys did for me. My little sister came here as well, just to show you appreciation of what my parents thought about my first 2 years here. I want to congratulate everyone else. You guys can all relate to the stories I have and the stories we all went through. I've got about 1,000 stories I would love to tell. A couple of them I want to touch on, though, is the first one was my cousin Kevin Courtney played basketball. He played with Tom Hughes. Was a great basketball player, and it was Easter of my senior year in high school. He just finished basketball playing for Coach Bessoir, and he was asking me, where am I looking to go to college? And I said, Kev, I haven't really figured that out yet. And he literally told me, he's like, Brian, go to Scranton. He's like, you play some good basketball, you get a great education, and you meet better friends. Those teammates were my best friends. There's a lot of them still at Oscars right now. Looking forward to seeing them again soon. But it was pretty funny. So Coach Danzig knows, so literally that was Easter break. I drove up Kevin that Monday after Easter with 2 tapes in my hand, handed to Coach Danzig. First time we actually officially met face to face. Dropped Kevin off at 901, 903 Vine Street. So if any of you guys went here, you know what that is. It's disgusting. My mom hates those numbers. But it was the next 5.5 years I spent here. So it was the time of my life. So Kevin's not here, but I want to thank him. Another story, promise I'll be quick, was the first time I really sat down with Coach Danzig. So Coach now, he's intimidating. He's about 6'7", good build. But he was 35 years old when I was 19 years old. We sat outside the Long Center. He had a full set of hair, clean shaven. He was dunking in practice. But we sat down for about an hour, got to meet one another. And at the very end, he said, Brian, I have one concern. I said, what's that? He's like, you smile too much. You're having too much fun. And I said, Coach, what do you mean? He's like, I need you to be more serious. And, 4 years, Coach, we had a lot of smiles together. About a little bit, but a lot of smiles. And I actually chose this picture because it was the only one I was smiling in. I thought, 4 years of playing basketball at the time of my life, so I still remember that speech. But thanks, Coach, for everything you did for me. We learned a lot from one another. A couple of thank yous as well. He had a full set of hair back then. By the time I graduated, he looked exactly the same. And my mom mentioned today, she said, Brian, she's like, he's a lot more calm now than he was when you played. I don't know. Hopefully I did that to you a little bit. But another thank you I want to do is Mike Bartoletti, the baseball coach. I didn't play baseball with Bart, but when I was, I had a lot of good memories with Bart and his wife, and I worked with him after, played a lot of golf together. I want to thank Bart, so thanks, Bart. Yeah. I want to thank my teammates. None of my teammates are here. They're all at the bar, so I'll see them soon. And last but not least, I want to thank my family. So everyone touches on their family being here, how important it is. So my sister went here, she saw all my games here, and then my parents in 4 years missed 4 games. 2 of them my mom did not make to Bahamas. I can understand that. My dad missed one at Lycoming for his brother retiring from Air Force. I don't remember the 4th game, but I do remember they missed 4 total. So in 104 games or something like that, thank you very much. Besides that, thank you for this evening, and congratulations everyone else.
And last but not least, our final inductee of the evening, field hockey player Kristin Thomas. Kristin.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so honored. I remember walking through the long center 10 short years ago, admiring the athletes that represented Scranton on the Wall of Fame. I remember being in awe of their dedication and inspired by their accomplishments, but I never thought I'd leave a legacy of my own. And truly, while I am beyond humbled, I'd like to give credit where credit is most deserved. There is no way I would be standing here before you today if it weren't for my teammates, coaches, and the best family a girl could ask for. I transferred to Scranton in the fall of 2003, and at the time, I remember wondering if I was making the right decision. But my nerves were eased and my fears were settled instantly when I walked onto Fitzpatrick Field. It certainly helped seeing some familiar faces, my high school teammate, Caitlin Boyle, and my cousin, the much wiser, talented, inspiring Liz Thomas. With those and about 17 more friendly faces, including fellow defensive expert and BFF Erin Sweeney, I was immediately welcomed into the Scranton field hockey family. Field hockey is a team sport. 11 players are on the field, and 20 players, give or take, are on a team. I wouldn't have been able to envision my Scranton experience without my field hockey family. I played with 33 teammates in my 3 years, and I was honored to play beside them. I would love to make a comment about each of them, but that would take way too long, and we want to wrap this up. I have to say, while full field passing, Syracuse 36 running drills, and sprints were among some of my least favorite practice activities, practices are the memories I hold nearest and dearest to me. It's not easy to turn torturous 85 to 95 degree temperature days into happy memories, but my field hockey family truly made practice the best. I'd like to acknowledge my coaches. In my 3 years at Scranton, I was led by 3 different women. It's not often that happens, but I consider it a blessing. Brenda Brewer welcomed me and showed me what it meant to be a loyal royal. Sara Fuller arrived in the summer of 2004 and was our fairy godmother. We all had the skills and talents as individuals, but Sara unified our group and showed us the beauty of teamwork. With her leadership, she took our Team 7, we were ranked 7th out of 7 in preseason polls, and she took us to the championship game where we lost in double overtime to Drew University. Unfortunately, on a shot on goal, I hit the post, and if you know your Mighty Ducks reference, a quarter of an inch, we would have been the conference champions. The double whammy was that a phenomenal athlete named Colleen Mann was playing for Drew at the time and was instrumental in Drew's victory. Spoiler alert, Colleen Mann is now Colleen Moyer, the head coach of the University of Scranton. Colleen became our coach my senior year and built on Sara's momentum and carried our team forward. She proved to be just as great a coach as she was a player. 10 years later, she has transformed our program, and I am proud to say that I played for Call Babes. I'd like to thank my family and friends who came here from near and far for their unwavering support. My brother Rob likes to tell people that had he not wound up and ripped a slap shot at me with a field hockey ball when I was 8 years old, I would have been a wimp and not standing here today. I'd like to thank my sister. For some reason, she made the 2-hour trip up with my parents to most of my games as a high school student And it wasn't until recently that I realized how much that meant. Kath always keeps me laughing. In fact, when I was figuring out what to wear today, she said, "Kristin, no one cares what you're going to wear. It's what I look like that matters." To my parents, Rob and Lynn, spending your 40th anniversary in Scranton is just another example of your putting me first. You could be somewhere warm and tropical, and here you are in Scranton. Thank you for the miles you drove in an attempt to be at every game, for the post-game brownies you made, and for teaching me to just play the game and have fun. I would not be here without you. Lastly, I'd like to say congratulations to the fellow inductees and a big thank you to the Wall of Fame committee. Kevin Southard, Randy Szymanski, Toby Lavecchio, Dave Martin, and the University of Scranton. It's been a nice walk down memory lane. I'm a Gunster girl at heart, but I'd like to close with a quote above the Naples Student Center. "Not where I breathe, but where I love, I live." Thank you for bringing me home. Go Purple.
Thank you, Kristin. And once again, congratulations to all of our inductees this evening. At the conclusion of our program, if we could have the inductees back down front, and I promise this will be the last photo of the evening. There are two special events on the horizon for Scranton Athletics that I'd like to share with you very quickly. One is next weekend, February 13th. We will be honoring the 40th anniversary of our 1976 men's basketball national championship team. So if you have any interest in attending that, attending the games and the celebration afterwards, see either myself or Eric Eckenrode sometime this evening. The second thing I'd like you to do is circle your calendars. June 20th is our annual Carlissimo golf tournament, and that is the major fundraiser that we have for athletics. It's a great day. This year we'll be playing at Saucon Valley. We have the Carlissimo Golf Tournament. That evening we have our Carlissimo Awards Dinner. So if you're able to join us at Saucon Valley, we would love to have you all there, and we would certainly appreciate your support. Finally, these past 8 months, our athletics department has been working diligently on developing a mission and vision statement that speaks to our Catholic and Jesuit ideals. As you walked in this evening, if you saw the big Royal Way poster in the back, that's what that's all about. From our mission and vision statement, we developed a touchstone. And from that touchstone, we will be using that for all of our branding and spreading the word as to what it is to be a Scranton student athlete. While this was just drafted a few months ago, I think that the folks that are honored here this evening would agree that you probably have lived what we're talking about in the Royal Way. So what I'd like to do to end this evening is share with you the Royal Way. You'll be seeing a lot of it in the future, but I would like to share it with you at this time. We compete with an attitude of gratitude and greatness, striving to win each day our way. We keep the faith, we keep fighting, reflect and respond, grow and move on. We demand mutual respect, tough love, and total care from one another. We honor God, the game, each other, and ourselves everywhere, all the time. We are one in the relentless pursuit of excellence, one family, one goal, one way, the Royal Way. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we are Royals. I thank you for attending this evening. I hope that you enjoy the reception that we have right outside these doors on the first and second floor, and go Royals. Thank you. If we could have the inductees with their plaques for one final picture, that would be great.